You are now listening to Fighting for Your Life podcast. I am your host, Miguel Ramirez. And on this week's episode, we have the owner and leader of the Streetbeefs West Coast, Arizona venue, the Hotbox, Masters light heavyweight champion and Hall of Famer, Wero. What's up, bro? You're not used to the introduction or what?
No, I thought it was a clip at first. I thought it was like an intro clip. I was looking around to see who was like where it was saying, but you're like,
he's like, where's
and today you had that introduction voice. I was like, oh, he nailed it.
Like, where's that coming from?
Like somebody else doing that. Yeah, I was like,
yeah,
that's
man.
fucking cool.
Little by little, man. I'm gonna work my announcing. You know, maybe I can do it in the backyard one day.
Hell yeah,
yeah, man.
If you want to, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, man, dude, it's awesome to have you back on the podcast.
Absolutely.
I was listening to the last one a little bit, and it was kind of cool to go back and listen to our first podcast that we did together. Back then, I hadn't been to it. I think I hadn't been to an event yet. We had just met at the coffee shop. We had just kind of chopped it up a little bit, but dude, since then, I think I've been to like a handful of events, maybe 5 or 6 or something like that. Been judging a little bit, you know, thanks to you. And first of all, like I really wanted to say, I appreciate you kind of letting me into the community, letting me judge and, meet the people, hang out. And dude, it's been an incredible, time. And, the community is just awesome. Yeah. You guys it's really something special.
Yeah, it is dope. You're a testament to our community.
Yeah.
Like having you around helps a lot too.
I appreciate it.
What I mean? Like you fit in perfectly with us.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, and it's one of these things, man, because there's another group of friends that I have, these veteran guys that do a jiu-jitsu group. They have tournaments and they put on all this stuff. And it's funny because the community is like very, very similar. Like when we were talking last time, we were talking about like the community and like how you have people fighting and you have different teams that train together. But when everybody shows up at your backyard, there isn't like you kind of see the team a little bit, but it's like one big family, and it's very similar to like, I think when we were talking last time, I was talking like, oh, it's kind of like jujitsu, but not really. But when my friends put on this tournament, because it's like a local thing with our guys and our gyms and our thing, like it's a tournament. Yes, everybody's fighting, but it's like such a close-knit environment, and it reminds me exactly of like what you guys have in the backyard.
Yeah, it's fascinating fighting people and people you like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a very fascinating feeling. Sometimes it gets to me.
Yeah.
It does. Like knocking people out that I like. Knocking people out that I like, that I'm cool with. It makes me feel some sort of way. But
bro,
only afterwards.
Yeah.
Like while we're in there, it really doesn't play a role. You know what I mean? Well, it has before.
Yeah.
But usually it doesn't play a role. Like sometimes I'm just not mentally.
Yeah. Is that something that you had to like learn? Like fighting your friends pretty much? I mean, because I think everybody, if you had a rough growing up as kids, like you've scrapped with your friends here and there every once in a while, but not gonna like icing your friend, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't say I had to learn it. I just had to kind of accept that that's what it's going to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I like being cool with people. I don't like beef. You know what I mean? I don't like beef for the sake of beef.
Right.
If we have beef, there's a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's like that reason is why I want to knock people out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when I don't have any beef with somebody and we're just fighting to see who can fight, like during the fight, it doesn't feel bad. But afterwards, I'm like, fuck, man, I'm an asshole.
I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have to do all that. Yeah.
But then there I am signing up to do it again. So must not take too much of a toll.
Yeah, dude. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about was so much happening at the Hotbox, the events that were going on last year and what's happening in the future. I just kind of wanted to kind of like talk a little bit about the history of the Hotbox. Like how long has the Hotbox been a thing? When was the first event?
Yeah, 2021, I think.
Okay.
Maybe 2022. I don't remember.
Okay.
You know what? No, it might have been 2020. No. It was 21.
Okay. So 3-4 years.
I have no
idea.
About
4 years, something like that.
We're just gonna go with I have no idea. Yeah, 4 or 5 years, something like that. 3, maybe 3. But yeah, I think our first event was 15.
Okay.
Streetbeefs West Coast 15. I want to say, but I'm not sure. We started out with like a March event. So what happened was the November event was supposed to go down, and then we found out we did not have that venue anymore. So it was a December event. Sorry. So December we're at the Sandbox, which the Sandbox was in Vegas. It was right inside. It was inside Vegas.
That's the other one with the pallets, right?
No, yeah, the other one with the
cage.
pallets. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
You see the chain link fence and the pallet strap and stuff like that. That was in somebody's backyard inside of Vegas. So like the northeast area of Vegas.
Yeah.
And we showed up for that one day to fight. And I was supposed to fight Golden Arms that day. And so we show up and we get there and the cops showed up and shut the whole thing down.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So, all of us, we traveled all the way out there. We're like, what do we do now? So we just partied over for the night and they left. But I was new to Streetbeefs.
Yeah.
And I had been there for a little bit, less than a year. So the admins were like, we need, I think I was an admin at the time. I think I was already an admin, but they needed people, or they needed a venue. And I was like, you know what? I can throw something together that we can do. I said, but it's not permanent. We're going to do this. I said, I can give you maybe 2 events. That's it. And they're like, fine.
Okay.
And that ended up being 3 years long, 4 years
Damn.
long.
Okay. So that's pretty freaking cool.
Because I built the pallet. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, yeah.
I built it out of old pallets.
Right.
And I bought posts and shoved them in the ground and just set the pallets on top of them and put everything together. And I did it in, I think it was 2 weeks, and it was just me.
Really?
With the exception of the final grading. I went and grabbed some guys from Home Depot to help me grade. Yeah. That was a pain in the ass.
Damn, made it happen.
Yeah. And we all took a shot, took some shots of tequila in the cage and everything. And I had that picture posted in the cage for a little while. Too.
No shit.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Dude, what? It would be so cool to fucking talk to these guys and be like, dude, do you guys know what you're doing in here?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Because they asked, they're like, what the hell is this?
What the fuck is going on
Yeah,
here?
they were like, is this for animals or something? Like, what are you doing? And I showed them.
You're like, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I have seen one of them commented on one of the videos on YouTube.
Oh, no shit.
He was like, I was there, I helped do that. And he did. But the
that's
other guys,
cool.
Yeah, the other guys, they're older guys. I don't think they.
Yeah, they didn't realize it.
They don't fuck with the internet like that.
Yeah, that's funny. Dude, that's cool. But yeah, man, and over the years, like the Hotbox, I mean, I would say it's iconic when it comes to like street beefs, like for real. And
you think so?
Yeah, and one of the cool things I was kind of looking back through my pictures, and my first event that I went to was the last event where it was still dirt on the ground.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then right after that, the next event you had got the mats,
yeah.
which made a big difference. But Sam K and Jay, they were talking about on MMA Underground. Just like the cage, like it's raw. It's what it looks like. Like I think sometimes when you watch a movie, I've heard actors talk about this. Like when you watch a movie or you're watching something through a screen or whatever, like you get the impression sometimes that maybe that's not exactly like maybe it's kind of set up or whatever. But it's like, dude, this is exactly what you're seeing. Is what it is.
Just
like
a bunch of
kind of like an
pallets,
actor. Like if they're in the swamp, like in whatever, it's like, nah, we're actually in the swamp.
Yeah, we in the swamp.
And it's like, dude, they're in the backyard in the dirt in the pallet cage, fucking throwing down. And yeah, it's pretty nuts. But yeah, man, I think it's been iconic, and now it's something that you were telling me last year that the last event has already happened. And so what's happening with the Hotbox now?
So right now I'm going to probably start with something else that we're probably going to talk about, the documentary, the Polish documentary.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to ask you about that.
So there's a documentary, and it's going to be at Sundance, supposedly.
Okay.
They're taking it to Sundance.
No shit.
And they're filming this documentary about like street beefs. I don't know if it's strictly street beefs or is this like the backyard fighting community.
Okay.
But they followed a bunch of us around, and they have contacted me and told me they're coming out to the cage.
Okay.
Because they want to film when we tear it down and rebuild it, And when I say film, and these guys are filming for hours and days.
Yeah.
They follow you around, they hang out with you, and
so it's a legit film crew.
It's a very legit film crew.
No shit.
Yeah. I mean, thousands of dollars of equipment in dude's hand, and he knows how to operate it. So I'm assuming it's very legit. You know what I mean? So yeah, but. To my point right there, the Hotbox is getting torn down when I know they're coming back.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to wait much longer, though, because we got to get this thing going. So they might just catch what they catch when they get out here. Because, I mean, they got tons and tons of stops. And I don't want to...
Dude, maybe we could, if anything, like shoot some kind of B-roll for them that they could use of the teardown if they're not here for it or,
Yeah. We're definitely going to film.
Yeah.
I'm going to set something up.
Yeah, of course, dude. That's got to be...
But, yeah, I'll make an event. I'll post it in the group. I'll let everybody know who wants to come out. And I bought a brander. So it's a brander with the Hotbox logo.
Dude, that's awesome.
So we're going to just brand a bunch of pieces of the wood and let people snag them or whatever.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, getting a couple bucks for them would be nice, but no, I'm not going to charge.
No, dude, I think that for sure. I mean, I would definitely be down to buy some pieces and let people know. But yeah, man, like Sam K was saying, like I've been there where we're I'm judging the fights. You're in there either judging, recording, whatever, and we're like fucking holding this cage together. It's like brace the cage when motherfuckers are coming flying at you. Like you got two big heavyweights, and then flying at that cage.
Yeah, and then 2 years ago it was who was it? E7 and I can't remember his name. The dude who came from a scrapyard. He was solid. He was a good fighter. I can't remember his name though. But him and E7 flew right through the door, and it never got fixed. I was like, we're gonna rebuild it.
Yeah. I think I've seen a clip of that one. Yeah. No, I mean, I've had where I'm standing there and I'll take pictures and post videos after the fights or whatever. And dude, I remember one time there was one with Hummel Beast, and I think it was Scorpio, maybe, where I'm just sitting there like trying to get the best shot I can, like focused on this and watching the fight, and all of a sudden they just come crashing into me, and I'm like flying backwards,
bro.
But pieces of wood flying.
Yeah, it was very rough. Like I said, I put that together by myself in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good. It's definitely not a feat of engineering that anybody would write on a mom about.
Yeah, bro. But you know what? It's a fucking backyard fighting thing. You know what I mean? And that's like when you picture like the movie Fight Club, right? If you were to reshoot the movie Fight Club in a desert, it'd be fucking shot like your backyard. You know what I mean? Like that's
I can see it being similar. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So it's as fucking real as it gets. Yeah, it's a little rough and the wood goes flying sometimes. Yeah. But you fucking hit the nails down and make sure the pointy parts aren't sticking out.
Nails out of the way between fights.
Get a tetanus shot and we're good to go. But yeah, man. But yeah, so like with the Hotbox getting torn down and built back up, I wanted to ask you, like, what is something that you've learned with, your journey with the Hotbox now that you're going to be taking forward when you build a new one?
A lot of aspects. You know what I mean? We're going to get some real canvas on the floor.
Okay.
Shade, stuff like that. Like all the mistakes that I made. Let me rephrase that. Maybe not so much mistakes, but all the things, like you said, I learned on the way. We're definitely going to adjust a few of those things.
Yeah.
Like we're moving where the Hotbox is at.
Okay. In the backyard.
Yeah, we're gonna move it closer towards the gym in the back.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have live streaming cameras.
Nice.
So yeah.
Oh, dude, that'll be legit.
Yeah, we're gonna do live streaming cameras, all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what has been like over the years? What's the craziest thing that sticks out to you that you've seen in the Hotbox?
In the Hotbox.
Out of it, like whatever wild shit that you guys put together, or anything.
It's not wild, it's not crazy, but the thing that sticks out for me the most, the absolute most, is Jay Gotham's last fight was there.
Okay.
And I have a poster. I have just a Hotbox poster on the wall in the gym.
Yeah.
And everybody signed it that day. So not everybody, but there's about 10 or 15 names up there, but they're staples of the community. You know what I mean? The people that are up there that day were very staples of the community. And Jay Gotham's one of them. So that means a lot to me, having his signature in there. Because him and I used to chop it up a little bit. We were never really, really close. You know what I mean? Like him and who is it? Viking Warrior are real close.
Yeah.
But Jay, we knew each other. We talked a little bit, but it was it just, for me, having his last fight there was pretty big.
Special, yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
But besides that, the craziest thing, that first March event that was really, really big, like 2021, 2022, 23, whatever it was a big event. I think it was 23. It was a huge event, and we had 45, 46, 48 fights, something like that. We had a lot of fights. We were there from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. doing fights.
Damn.
And there's a couple pictures and of the guys on my rooftop.
Okay.
And it's like Crazy Legs and like a yellow jumpsuit and a couple other people in some bright blue stuff. And it just, the color and the aspect of it, that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, yeah.
But other than that, we've just had some we always have crazy fights. You know what I mean? Like when, a couple events ago, we had 3 guys, and we had, I think, 12 fights that day. So you and I both know, you have 12 fights, we got 20 people there, 25 people tops.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so there's not a lot of people there. 3 of the 25, 30 people that were there had just gotten out of jail. One of them had gotten out of jail like the day before. You know what I mean?
Shit.
And he was there to watch his cousin fight. And he was like, "Hey, can I get a fight?" I go, And like when I say jail, I don't know how long he was in.
Shit.
But he was in long enough to be fucking huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And I was like, I don't know. And I found somebody for him.
Yeah.
And it was both of their first fights. And he Bro, the dude got out of jail was a dog. He just, I mean, he threw them jail hands. He threw them jail hands. Like, you could tell it was like, you know, jail hands, elbow up and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he caught old boy, dropped him. But that day, like I said, that day for that fight, we had 3 guys that had just got out of jail. One of them was like the day before, and he's like, "Let me get a fight." Not even a fighter. He was just like, "I'll do it."
Yeah.
I was like, that was really cool. That was really cool.
That's some wild shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's because I've been to jail. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've been. Probably not. You got an engineering degree on them.
Nah, I've been to jail. I've been arrested. Spent a couple nights in jail. You know?
Okay, so but I've been and it's not. I don't know. It's not a great place, but it is a place that camaraderie. You know what I mean?
It's weird.
And I think old boy showed up and he saw some of that camaraderie and was like, you know what? I kind of want to get into this. And you know, it's a good outlet for this keeps falling. It's a good outlet for, you know, that rage that people feel every day. You know what I mean? I think he just saw that and was like, I hope he comes back. I hope he trained. The guy he fought trained and got better and he'll be back.
Bro, have you in any of the street beefs? I don't know if this has ever happened at the Hotbox. Have you ever heard of a cop fighting in street beefs?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not going to say his name, but there are 2 or 3 cops that are very prevalent in street beefs right now.
No shit. Mm-hmm. In at the Hotbox?
In street beefs West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, as a whole.
I was just kind of thinking because, like, you know, like the crossover with the culture of a jiu-jitsu gym and like you could have similar thing. Like you have a felon that decided to get into jiu-jitsu and you got a cop that decided and they might end up rolling together. You know, there's a cop friend of ours that I train with, and when I roll with him, I start telling him like, stop resisting, you know, while we're fighing. But it's just funny.
As far as I know, that hasn't been a thing.
Yeah.
The OG yard may have seen it. They've been around 15, 20 years now. But as far as I know, the cop felon situation hasn't been a thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like it would be a problem, but like just just run into the same.
It hasn't been a story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like not a problem, just something to talk about.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
But they're just in the same place, same time, same.
I know 2, potentially 3 cops, like for sure there are police officers in Streetbeefs West Coast.
Dude, that's cool.
But it's not something we like advertise.
What is the what's the fucking oddest like background that you've seen in there fucking throwing hands? Like that you just wouldn't think.
Honestly,
fucking pastor is like they're fucking throwing that.
Yes, actually.
No shit.
Yeah. Do you remember what's his name? Unga Bunga.
This one's for the Lord. Bam.
Unga Bunga. That dude, he's a pastor and he puts hands on people in the name of the Lord, bro. He will whip your ass and then take you to Jesus.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we've definitely we've had that. There's all walks of life, man. Like there's guys that are, you know, gang banging, living in the gutter type. There are guys that own, you know, 2 or 3 businesses and live in a mansion.
Yeah.
You know, well, not a mansion, but you know,
pastor's like, I'm about to save your ass.
Yep. Yeah.
He's with the power of the Lord.
I can save your soul, but I can't save you from these hands.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. Unga Bunga, shout out Unga Bunga, man. He cool.
That's funny, man. Mm-hmm. So what are the top 3 fights that stand out to you, like in the time from the Hotbox?
Baby Broly and either El Jaguar or Jaguar.
Okay.
Is one of the first ones that pops in my head every time I think about that. Okay. Baby Broly, a dog, man. So is Jaguar. Like they were in there punching each other in the face as hard as they could repeatedly for 3 full rounds. 3 full rounds, all action. But the thing that's impressive about it is that no offense, gentlemen, neither one of them in shape. At all. Okay. They showed up and they just all heart beat the shit out of each other. It was one of my favorite fights of all time. I also just saw Talk versus Broly Black.
Okay.
Yep. That was an absolute banger. Unfortunately, they lost the footage of that one, so we never got to drop it. But
was that the one Samke was talking about? Okay.
Probably. Okay. Yep. One of the best fights I've ever seen. Talk, his knee hit the ground. That's the first time we've ever seen that ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Broly dropped him. And then Rogue versus C2.
Okay.
That was long time ago. 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. That was a very, very good fight. Yep.
Nice.
And then the last one that always pops in my brain when I think about all the fights I've seen here, Blanco versus Moose. They had a beef fight when they first got here.
Shit.
Yeah, you know Blanco, right?
Yeah,
you know Moose?
I know both of them. Yeah.
So they had a beef fight when they first got here. And the image of them in the 3rd round throwing punches at each other like they were both underwater will never leave my brain.
That's one of those that just fucking, it's just a frame that's like stuck with you.
Literally, I was like, am I watching this in slow motion right now? Because Blanco wasn't training then. Like, he's an animal now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he wasn't training then. And Moose wasn't even really training. Like, they just kind of had a little beef fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was I loved it. I think it was dope. Like, I immediately, like, Blanco was my favorite people there. Because he stood in the corner and he was still Blanco. He stood in the corner.
Yeah.
Mad Dog and Moose. You know what I mean? Like, he was ready. Down. Yeah. And then had nothing. Like, I bet you if he goes back and watches his fight right now, hilarious. He's like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible. It was just, you could tell two guys that didn't really train. Yep. Yeah. That was
like Samke says.
Yeah. But like I said, Blanco came around. He's a hot boxer now. He's on the Arizona State team. He's a cool dude. I love Blanco.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, shout out to those guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
and with all the different people, like, you know, over the time that I've been there, you know, there's all kinds of personalities like we've been talking about. How has that been? Like, how difficult has it been, like, handling these different personalities? Because there's, like, this is fighting. There's a lot of different ways that you can come across. Like, some people want to go the Conor McGregor route. Some people, like, I like somebody that crosses my mind is like Dark, who's always just like quiet and humble, respectful.
Until he's in a fight.
Right.
And then he's screaming at his opponent about how much he apologizes for hitting him.
Right.
Like, you want to talk about a personality?
Yeah.
He'll smoke. He'll hang out. Like, his Instagram is called Dark's Collectibles, and he's just got collectibles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a cool ass fucking dude. Like, I love Dark.
Yeah, for sure.
But then he just starts screaming, "I'm so sorry for fucking you up. I'm so sorry."
He's such a good dude. Yeah.
He is. He's such a good dude. He feels bad. And I'm like, I understand. Like I said, I understand it after the fight.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna catch me saying sorry in the middle. Yeah. But hey, like I said, he's just like, he's an awesome dude. He's the type of guy that brings character to us. You know what I mean? And that's what we want. For sure. Like, I've been saying for years, the personalities of these people is what we need to market. The community is what we need to market as a whole.
Yeah, for sure.
If you get to know Dark, you love Dark.
Right.
Period. Anybody gets to know Dark. Most of the guys out there, if you get to know them, you love them.
Right.
Because they're really cool people. They just like to punch each other.
Right.
You know? But yeah, we've had some very fascinating personalities, especially when it comes to fighting. You know Marauder?
I'm sure I've seen his fights.
The Muay Thai guy. Tattoos on his face.
Okay.
Short, white, blonde. I think he's blonde. Short, white, blonde kid.
Okay.
He just fought up in Scrapyard recently. He fights Scrapyard and down here. Back and forth. But he was a fascinating character because he would get in there, and I've seen him quit fights. As soon as they say go, he goes, nope, and he jumps out of the fight.
Shit.
Yeah, and I've seen him quit because his mentals would beat him up so much. But watching him overcome that in the past 2 or 3 years has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
You know? Like, dude, go ahead.
No, I would, no, I don't want to interrupt. I'll ask you after. Yeah.
I was going to say, we've all been there with him, trying to encourage him, trying to coach him. You know what I mean? And it finally looks like he's kind of getting over that hump, and he's like, hey, fighting, it's scary, but I'm not really getting that hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so he's finally seeing it, and he's doing his best. And I love that. Like, those personalities, you know, Doughboy's another good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Those personalities are people that just dig deep and go for it. I love that.
Right. No, and that's something that I don't know. Do you watch UFC at all, or like fighting outside of Streetbeefs?
Not really. I don't really watch a whole bunch of anything.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's so funny. Like, there's, you know, some people are like that. Like, I'm sure there's guys in Streetbeefs. Like, you ask them about anything UFC, anything combat sports, and they will fucking. And then there's some guys that could give a fuck. They don't get, like, there's jiu-jitsu guys like, they're like, I don't know anybody. I don't give a fuck. I just like choking motherfuckers when I go to the gym, and that's all I give a shit about. But there's this guy, a couple guys, like, you hear it in different fights or whatever, like that some people like that they'll quit, right? And some people talk about like how that's something that's in you. Like it's either in you, but it's not really something that you can train out of. Do you think that that's true or not?
No, you can. You absolutely can. Like, and Marauder's a perfect example.
Yeah, that's kind of what, you know what I was.
For me, like, I can only speak on my own experiences.
Yeah.
But for me, if I'm not mentally there, you know what I mean? Then there's just no point in me being there. And like, I had 3 or 4 fights where I wasn't training. I was just hopping in there to see what would happen. And it wears on you. You know what I mean? It does. And so when you know you're not ready, and then add to that the fact that, you know, during that time, there's just a lot of existential things happening. Yeah. Not existential. What's the fucking word I'm looking for?
External.
External. Yeah. God, man.
Yeah, we'll get it. It's all good.
Don't do drugs, kids. So a lot of external things that were pressuring on me. You know what I mean? I just wasn't there.
Right.
You know, but I also like there's a part of me that just didn't want to drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I got to go and I got to do this. But then I start doing it and I'm like, I'm not mentally prepared for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think a lot of like preparation, like you're saying, and repetition, like continue, like, dude, it's so hard. I've gone into tournaments and fights where, like, I mean, there's a couple of them that stick out in my head where I pretty much quit. And it was because I wasn't prepared. Like I should have been. I gassed out. It was like I wanted out and I'll just fucking do this again another time. And then, you know, when you have the cardio down, you know, and you've been training and there's times that you just fucking keep fighting, and you might lose, but you make it to the end or you might get submitted or knocked out or whatever the fuck happens. But there wasn't that quit. Like your cardio, your training, your preparation, and also doing that sounds kind of like Marauder over and over and over time. You just kind of you get used to being in that heat, in the fire, and being uncomfortable.
Yeah, you do. Know? Like with Golden Arms, I just gassed.
Yeah,
I wasn't trained because I built the cage in like 2 weeks, and then trained for 2 weeks. Like I say, train, but I didn't. I went to the gym and lifted. Yeah, and then I fought Golden Arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just gassed. He just showed up more prepared than me. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I don't see a reason to stand in it. Like at almost 40 years old, I don't see a reason to just stand in there and get beat up if I know I'm going to lose. Just take your win. Maybe I'll see you again one day.
Yeah, today's not my day.
Yeah. But I landed enough shots in that one. He doesn't want to see me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't want to see him again either. So it's fair enough.
Yeah. So, and we're talking about like all these things that people go through when they're fighting. Like there's you got the guys that are like super confident and they're in their slick. Some guys kind of look kind of scared and stiff and they loosen up throughout the fight. What emotion for you shows up the most throughout the
rage
fight? Really?
Rage.
Okay.
As soon as I hear the gate lock and I hear a fighter, are you ready? I get a little angry. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I get and just rage and focused, like just focused rage. Like I want to hurt somebody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's, I don't know. Like this last fight, I was relieved when it was over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, okay. Because it was slaughter for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
And it was over once. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah.
So relief.
Dude, there's that fucking cold ass picture you standing up against the cage just chilling. Yeah.
That's my
That was after, right?
No.
That was before? Okay. That was getting ready, just chilling. Yep.
But yeah, it's I feel, you know, before the fight, before that cage locks, man, the range of emotions that flow through me are insane.
Yeah.
From why am I here? Why the fuck do I keep signing up for this shit? To I'm about to catch a body here in a minute. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Just a range of emotions. And I think everybody goes through them. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Some people are better at managing those emotions than others. You know, I've told this story before, but a lot of people, you know, back when I first started fighting for Streetbeefs, like I said, I wasn't training. In my first fight with Jet, I was leaning up against the cage because my legs were shaking because I was scared. I was nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I leaned up against the cage, and then that kind of became my thing. And now,
that's cool.
Like when I was leaning up the cage this last fight, I'm not nervous anymore. You know what I mean? Not any more than normal, but
that's kind of a good,
now it just kind of turned
slick
into something. You know what I mean?
That's how you started, and it just kind of chill
and I feel relaxed. Yeah, I feel relaxed when they say ready, go, I just ready to go. Yeah,
that's cool. That's really cool. So with the Hotbox and everything that's been happening there, like in the future with the new Hotbox, is it still going to have the built with pallets? Is it still going to be like a
pallets? No, but it's going to be a wood look.
Okay,
so it's going to be a little bit more of a finished wood look.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Sorry guys, but the splinters were becoming an issue.
Yeah.
People were getting splinters and they were complaining about that shit. And I got a couple myself.
Yeah,
a couple scrapes and bruises.
That's fucking funny, man.
Yeah, I was like, okay, we're gonna have
to. We'll have to polish it up a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna polish the wood off and.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's been awesome. Yeah, watching the fights there, and just over the last few years or a couple years, like getting to know a bunch of the guys, and man, like the man, Humble Beast been on the show. Like shout out to all the guys out there. Like just being able to be there, like just with the action right in front of my face is just fucking insane.
Crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's just a super cool experience.
And you know, kind of getting back to the emotions as far as the event there, like when you think about the Hotbox and all the fighters and the fights that you've seen, what emotion would you say like overshadows the venue, the community? Like what keeps coming back? Because there's a lot of stuff that happens with like the brash personalities, the humility, the ego. But is there one that you just constantly see throughout everything?
Mostly just chill guys. Like just like you and I. That's what I see the most. Every now and then we have a guy that comes in there who I'm not gonna drop names right now. I'm not gonna point anybody on blast. They know who they are, but they're a little brash. You know what I mean? They take everything personally. It's a fight game. You know, if somebody says they want to punch you in the face in the fight game, it's not personal. It's the sport.
Right.
It's just what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the most part, there are certain people that you tend to want to hit, and it's personal. But some people just take things very, very personally. Yeah. And that's when you have. First of all, when you have a sport with emotions that can run this high, because, you know, in basketball, you're not getting hurt.
Right.
You know, football, you can get hurt, basketball, stuff like that. You're not, the point is not to hurt people.
Right.
Fighting, the point is to hurt people. So emotions.
Yeah, you're trying to stop somebody.
Yeah, emotions can run very, very high because you know, in those other sports, I've never triggered my survival instinct in those other sports, but I have fighting. You know what I mean? So that's very, very deep. Not to mention you add pride, like emotion-wise, it's a very deep emotion. So it's, a lot of people take that a little personally, but it's really not.
Yeah.
So, but I see that here and there. The hype men. I see a lot of guys who are hyping their fighters, and then they start talking shit to the sideline. And I'm like, no.
And they're not fighting.
Correct, they're not fighting. So they get asked to leave. I've had that happen a couple times. Hey, you got to go.
Or to put gloves on.
You can leave or you can put some gloves on. Either one.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I just talk to them. Hey, I need you to tone it down. You know? And in their mind, like, this is a fight group. You guys are pussies. I'm like, it's a fight group, but it's a fight group of rules. We're not just, we're not just beating each other up.
It's not a free for all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
no, dude, that's super cool because it is a lot. It's a lot of different personalities. Like, what is the first thing that goes through your head? Like when you have a situation that just kind of pops off, it's like, oh shit, I gotta go fucking handle something. Like,
I hope nobody has a gun. That's literally the first thing that pops in my head all the time.
That's some real shit.
Have a gun. Please don't have a gun. Hey man, I need you to tone it down. You know
what I mean? Hell.
That's my first thought every time because I don't know.
You just never know.
Yeah. Like, so when you can fight, and when not necessarily when you can fight, but when people know you can fight. Like me, people assume I can fight.
Right.
In the grand scheme of things, can I really fight? Not really. A guy like you drags me to the ground. That's a wrap for me. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. Right. Like a blue belt slid through me like butter 2 years ago. Okay. And I do not train jiu-jitsu. So it'll probably happen again.
Okay.
So that being said, when people know you can fight, they don't want to fight you. Yeah. They're going to drop back out of that very quickly, but they're going to want their way still. So that's when
their pride is still hurt. If some
pride is still hurt, so they're going to reach for a gun. And then if it's a person who knows I can fight, but also knows they can beat me up, we're probably not fighting anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like most of us, if you have trained and you do that, you don't really want to go fighting people randomly.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I think about, especially if it's somebody there with somebody who fights, but I can tell that they're not a fighter.
Yeah.
That always makes me a little nervous.
Right. Yeah. No, and the best thing to do is, man, put some gloves on and find out. Go compete, go train. And then, when you've been punched in the face a few times or you've been choked out or humbled a little bit, like all that talking a lot of times goes away.
I mean,
yeah, not for everybody, but
until
at least you find out.
Until it's needed. Like,
right.
If you're like, there are people I'll talk to right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maliciously, like just to get a fucking fight from him, like 619.
Right.
I'd love to fight that dude right now.
Yeah.
But he's just not gonna.
It's not happening.
We're set to fight in August. However,
I think I've seen.
So we do the state tournament. Are you up to date on the state tournament yet?
No. What's up with the state tournament?
Okay, so we actually tournaments wise, we have 2 tournaments, 3 technically, that are going on right now.
Okay.
We have a tournament. It's called the Big Dog Belt and the Little Big Dog Belt, maybe.
Okay.
So it's the Big Dog Belt. It's a belt that was purchased by a sponsor, by one of Daniel's people, his brother. Sorry,
don't worry. You're all good.
So it was purchased by them, and it's a beautiful fucking belt. And he set up this tournament. It's a 4-ounce gloves, so it's dirty boxing.
Okay.
So it's basically Muay Thai from the waist up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
With 4-ounce gloves.
Dude.
Yeah. They didn't get a lot of signups. We got some signups, but they didn't get a whole bunch. They ended up working it out, and they have the first event happens in January. Okay. So 619 is supposed to fight in January in his first event, which, 6 months ago I was trying to get him to fight me in January, but he said he was gonna be out of town. He couldn't fight in January.
Yeah, there was a lot of
the
back
whole
and
thing.
forth.
The whole thing. So honestly, he's just ducking because he's scared. But and I don't like to saying that fighters are scared. You know what I mean? I don't like to do that. However, I've racked my brain for why he's never mentioned anything, so that's what we just got to go with.
Right.
So
until it happens.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what happened was two things were happening simultaneously. Those belts were being purchased, and they were pushing that. And Yankee, I can't remember, David Venturi or something like that on Facebook.
Yeah.
He made a post about how the California has better warriors than Las Vegas, and that caused a thing. I said, well, why don't we all just find out? We'll do a 3-state tournament: Arizona, California, Nevada.
Okay.
We'll break it down. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and that's what we're gonna do. Nevada never showed up. I had like 5 people that were supposed to be team captains, and it just bounced around, and then everybody just kept flaking to the one captain that tried to do it. He's just like, I can't get anybody to commit. I go, cool, then maybe you guys can catch the next one. So now it turned into being a tournament between a tri-state tournament. Now it's a duel between California and. There's 619 and I are matched up. Let's see, Duva versus Humble Beast. Where's my phone around here?
Oh, it's right there. You can reach over.
Sorry, I got the matchups right here. I'll read them out to you because we got some pretty solid.
Dropping some hot exclusive matches right here.
Yeah, well, I don't know about exclusive. I think we already did mention them up there, but yeah, it's a. Let's see here. We got. All right. Nope. Okay, there we go. Wero versus 619, Compa G versus BDW. Big Daddy William, you knew Big Daddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a banger of a fight right there. Both those guys are animals. Yeah. Zetro versus Coyote.
Okay.
Yep. That's a good fight. Blanco versus Bricks. Dark versus Broke Mark. Prince KT versus Sadly. Duval versus Nobody. Scorpio versus Shinigami. Humble Beast versus Duba. Kokukan versus Mike 100. And Deploy versus Darkness.
Damn. Dude, that's going to be a fucking event right there.
Dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so we're trying to do that in August.
Yeah. Okay, in August. Where's that going to be?
Pahrump.
Okay.
At the Smoke Ranch.
At the Smoke Ranch. So that'll be California versus Arizona.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. And we're going to, whoever wins the most fights,
dude, fuck,
is the state champion. Is the winner of the state tournament. You know what I mean?
In August. Okay. Mm-hmm. Man, I was watching the Hall of Fame ceremony and everything. I was like, fuck, because I remember talking to Sam K, and he was like, hey, you gonna come up for it? And I can't remember what was happening, and I couldn't make it that weekend. I was like, fuck, man. But yeah,
some amazing fights that day, bro.
Yeah, dude, for real. Yeah, I was watching the fights back, watching your fight, dude. The Masters Division light heavyweight champ right here. Yeah, dude, show everybody the belt, man.
Yeah,
dude,
there it is right there. Yep, Masters Division.
Yeah, so the 1916, that fight was fucking nuts. I was gonna tell you, man. When I was watching the fight, like just looking at you, like from the last times that I'd seen you at the Hotbox and talking to you, and just you in the video for that fight, I was like, yo, Wero looks in shape. Like you put in some fucking work.
I did. Yeah, because I was supposed to fight Nick Hamilton, who is Hitman Hamilton on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So I had 3 or 4 or 5 matchups. Before it was 916 and I.
Yeah.
It was. Let me see. So it was Hitman Hamilton was supposed to show up, and he is the belt holder out there, and he's got like 8-10 fights. He's been knocking people out left and right. So I thought I was going to be fighting him. He was the one I wanted, but he dropped. And then who else? There was one other person I can't remember. And then I was matched up with Wisdom, which Wisdom, super cool dude, no shade, but he's got one fight. Yeah. It doesn't do anything between me and a title. Yeah. So I was like. So I told Smoke, I said, let's snag somebody else if we could. Now, that was in the group chat.
Okay.
And somebody made a comment about 916, his people dropped too. So somebody said something about fight Wero for the Masters Division title. And I was like, that's a good idea. Okay. So I said, if you're down, I'm down. So it kind of just appeared about 2 days before the fight is when it showed up.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, like that matchup happened quick, literally 2 days before the fight. Because, like I said, Hitman Hamilton dropped, I think 2 other people. Oh, Master Roshi. So I was supposed to fight Master Roshi too, but he dropped. And it was, yeah.
Damn. That's crazy. So, what were you doing for that fight? Like, so for somebody that's a backyard fighter, like, what does your training look like?
It's not as much as it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
let's say like in a week, what does your training schedule look like? What type of stuff?
So when I'm
doing?
like training 2 weeks or 2 months before a fight, I'm doing 2 a days. So
Okay.
I wake up in the morning, I either run or I lift, and then at night I run or I lift.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just doing 2 a days. Bag work. So I'll do 3 to 6 rounds of bag work as hard as I can.
Okay.
You know what I mean, I don't like hitting the bag. I don't really like training. I like fighting, but I don't really like training. So I just hit it as hard as I can and try to gas myself as much as I can, you know?
Yeah.
And then, let's see, some pad work and running. You know, I sprint around the block. So I find if I can if I can full out run for 2 minutes, then I can full out fight for 2 minutes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if I can sprint as much as I can go for 2 minutes, and I can't.
Yeah. Bro, yeah.
Yeah. I got to a minute. Like before my last fight, I got to a minute.
Dude,
I was
minute?
all out sprinting for a minute. And
fucking all out sprinting for a minute is tough.
Yeah, and
Holy
it was
shit.
pretty cool because the night before the fight, we all met at Wade's house.
Okay.
And we were talking about Dark. Dark was there, and we're all talking about. And
I heard you. Yeah.
Somebody was like, "How's your cardio, Widow?" And I go, "Good." I said, "I'll beat Dark in a foot race right now."
Oh, shit.
And I was joking, and he goes, "Bet." I was like, "Oh fuck." So then we went out and we actually had a foot race, and Daniel was a little nervous because Dark's 20 years old.
Yeah.
I'm about to be 43.
Yep.
So Daniel was like, "Dude, what is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
But I went out there and I beat him in a foot race.
No shit.
And it's been a long time since I've been as proud of myself physically.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Pretty dope.
So you hit the bag, you hit mitts.
So that's what I have been training. So this year will be different. I got to really step it up. So I have a weight vest I'm going to start running with.
Okay.
So what I do is my block.
Yeah.
When I first started running, I would run around the block, and it's 0.35 miles.
Okay.
So I'd sprint around it. And the first time I did it was like 4 minutes. There was nothing sprint about it.
Yeah.
Nothing. I was wheezing and gassing. So I got it down to 2 minutes and 11 seconds for the 1916 fight, but I was only doing 1 lap.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was only just sprinting as hard as I could. And I'll bump that up with a weight vest. I'm doing 5.
Okay.
So after the holidays, I'm eating too much and bullshitting right now and getting too high.
Yeah.
But after the holidays, I'll go.
Yeah, it's break time right now.
Yeah, and I'll sprint. If I can sprint that in 2 minutes or under, then that's what I need to, like, that's right where I need to be to fight for 2 minutes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, that's cool. That's interesting. Like how you make your training work. Like it's unorthodox, but fucking fighting in a backyard's unorthodox.
Yeah.
Fighting in a fucking pallet cage is unorthodox. And it's cool. Like no matter what the situation is, you could figure out something to make it work for you, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what you've done.
And like the sparring, I'm not a sparer. I don't like sparring.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't have my one weapon that's my best weapon. Like I can't hurt you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like that's because I'm not that good of a fighter, but if I hit you hard enough, you'll stop hitting me.
Yeah.
That's really my only
and then you
option.
follow it up. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly. And
Right.
and that's really my only option is just hit somebody hard enough they don't want to keep hitting me.
Right.
So when I take that away, like I said, I'm not a good fighter. I can't hang with those guys anymore. You know, some of those guys are just too good. So I did start sparring again. It's just touch sparring. It's very, very light.
Yeah.
It's effective. And then, like I said, this year we'll be doing a little bit more. I'm going to really, really prepare.
Yeah.
Because if I don't think 619 is going to show up, but if he does, I'm going to put him in a coffin.
Yeah. Yep. That's that's been going on for a little while. So yeah, that'll be that'll be cool. So with the fight that you had for the light heavyweight title, dude, like you said, it was scheduled for 5 rounds. I mean, you were ready. You were ready for 5. Like you were talking about,
I was ready for a real good 3.
Yeah.
Like I could have done 3. I was tired, like I said, but I didn't get to warm up.
Yeah. But bro, that uppercut was insane. I mean, it's like all of a sudden the picture, the image of like Free Smoke holding him after the knockout is fucking wild. Like
that's kind of imprinted in my brain. It's like he's cuddling him like a baby.
Dude,
like,
it looks like he's laying a baby down, or like
him,
he's waving pigeons off or some shit. Like they're attacking him, he's waving them. Like somebody needs to. Have you seen those like AI videos, like when somebody gets knocked out in MMA and then they put the dude?
Oh
in, like,
yeah, they. Yes. Oh my god.
Somebody needs to do something like that. That might be a little over the top.
A little too much. Dude, a little too much.
Yeah, but it's crazy. But dude, now you're the Masters Division light heavyweight champion. What do you? I mean, when you became the light heavyweight champion, what were you thinking? Like, what's the future? Are you I mean, obviously defending the title. Like, what's happening?
So I'll defend against anybody who shows up.
Yeah,
that's fine. But we don't really have a lot of people.
Okay,
to be honest with you, like it's me, it's Wade, 916.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There's really not a lot for the Masters Division title. That's kind of why, like 916 and I have both been wanting that title. Like, why not? You know what I mean? Let's box for the title. But it's not a like. There's not a whole bunch of options. You know what I mean? Like I said, somebody shows up, we can run it, but there's not a whole bunch of contenders for that. Wade and I have been talking potentially of doing a Muay Thai, like for the Masters Division Muay Thai title.
Yeah,
because he wants a Muay Thai fight. So we're marinating on that. I started throwing kicks again.
Yeah,
it's not looking good. So
it's not looking good.
It's not looking good. Yeah, like I kicked the bag one time and my shin was on fire, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have to ease into this a little bit.
Yeah, that's something else, man.
Yeah.
That's
because I used to go. I mean, I was a Muay Thai fighter.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
1,000 fucking kicks a night, and now I do one. It's hurting.
Yeah. Have you fought Muay Thai in Street Beefs at all?
I had one kickboxing match. I did not do good. I went up to Scrapyard to fought Chase the Dragon.
Okay. Yeah.
It was 30 degrees. I could not get moving.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to make an excuse or anything. I just couldn't move. It was 30 degrees. Yeah. And I was raised in Florida, and I spent all my life in the southern part of the United States. So that cold was detrimental. But also, he hit me in the nuts. Yeah. And the month before that, I had got punched in the balls by Silas. And I didn't have a cup on the first time, and it was 3 months after my vasectomy. So it hurt really bad. Yeah. And then the next month I got kicked there, and it hurt really bad again. But I had a cup on that time, and you can hear him hit the cup. I just could not. Yeah, I was just like, you know what? Like, I was more angry than anything. Because if I could move, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I had been training anything, I could have kept that from happening. But it just was what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a kickboxing match up there.
Dude, that's rough. Yeah. So you're looking at kickboxing in the future, possibly?
Just one Muay Thai fight with Wade, just because he wants one final send off. And honestly, the more I think about it, I would like a Muay Thai send off too. Like, that's my base. That's what I do.
No, dude, that's crazy. Outside of Street Beefs, did you have any Muay Thai fights or anything?
Oh yeah. I
How long did you fight Muay Thai for?
From 2011 to 2012, 2013. Actually, 11 to 13-ish, about a year and a half. So I trained for 6 months, and I fought for a year.
Okay. Dude, that's cool.
So I had, I think 8. I was 6-2. Did a tournament and a couple other fights.
Okay, dude, that's awesome. Yeah,
it was pretty cool. Like, it was pretty cool.
Kind of get back to where you started for Wade. So that actually brings up a question. How old are you now?
42. I'll be 43 in January.
42. Okay. Oh, next month. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, so you're just a little bit older than me. I'm 42 also in September. But yeah, so how long do you see yourself fighting? Like, I mean, it sounds weird that, like, ask that question, but, you know, like, you hear it all the time with fighters, you know, professional fighters everywhere. I mean, you're 42, you're not getting any younger. I don't know how, like, what do you think, dude?
So I thought I would retire at one point in time.
Yeah.
But I just retired from not training anymore before I fight.
Okay.
You know, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't training, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm retired. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe if I just train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I won't feel. And then I trained, and I was like, okay, this ain't bad. You know, I trained for the BK fight. I trained for the Canadian, and I trained for a 916. Yeah. So those are the fights. And, you know, it helped for 2 of those fights. The Canadian, I just couldn't touch that little quick shit. But, you know, it is what it is. It was a good fight, you know? And so, yeah. To answer your question, when my family asked me to stop is when I'll stop.
Yeah.
When they have an intervention, it's like, okay, you really need to hang them up.
Has there been any questions at all? No.
Okay. No, I mean, my wife and my kids and everybody fully support me in this. And I mean, some of my kids, even like my son's like, yeah, Dad, I showed these girls some of your fights and got laid.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, okay, good.
Hell yeah. That's what,
I'm like, I'm wingman, awesome. I'm wingman my people, you know?
Dude, that's awesome.
But I mean, yeah, like I said, I'll fight till my wife is like, hey, people are hitting you too much. I don't like it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But right now I've got 20 something fights, and I've been hit squarely 6 times.
Yeah. No, and that's so different. Like you said, I mean, if you're fucking in there sparring and getting punched all the fucking time and then fighting all the time, that's a different beast. That's
why I don't spar.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, for your first 2 to 5 fights, depending on who you are, you need some sparring because you got to get used to that. But once you kind of get used to being hit, you know what I mean? Then after that, pad work is what you need.
Okay.
Because it's muscle memory. Like fighting is muscle memory. Jiu-jitsu, you can think during jiu-jitsu, but during a scramble, it's muscle memory.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with fighting.
It's
start
like,
to finish.
What's next? You got to get that shit down beforehand.
Yeah. Start to finish, it's a scramble. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not really thinking, it's muscle memory. And when you get to that level where you can think about what you're doing, you can see what they're doing. That's when you're like, okay, maybe I can
switch it up here.
Well, I can make a career of this.
Right.
You know
okay. I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
That's when you know you can make a career of fighting, is when you know you can think and you can change direction while you're fighting.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it's all muscle memory. I don't know what the fuck's going on until we're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I knew fighting's not my career. It's just a hobby.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, what just happened? Yeah. Dude. So you were so you had the light heavyweight title fight, and at the same event there was the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Yeah.
And so Tiny Tank is up there and he's mentioning, you know, some of the things that you had done. And I think either in the video at the ceremony or maybe when I was listening to the episode with the MMA Underground, I think you had mentioned that like you kind of didn't know, or you weren't sure if they were talking about you. Like what was going through your mind when you heard Tiny Tank talking about?
I didn't know he was talking about me.
Yeah.
Like I was literally looking around. I'm like, who the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
Like this dude sounds like he does a lot around here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who is this guy?
Like, yeah, like he started talking and then I look around and he said Wero, and I was like, oh shit. And then like when I got up there, I realized like as I'm walking up, people started cheering my name.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was that was like literally almost had tears in my eyes. I was like this. It was a very, very, you know, these motherfuckers made me feel feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They did.
Yeah.
Assholes. But like it made me realize how truly appreciated I am around there. You know what I mean? And it was just really nice to know. You know what I mean? Yeah,
man, for sure. I mean, that's pretty special. Like you said, going from something that could have just been 2 events to years. And like I said, becoming an iconic place, which I think, I think anybody that follows Street Beefs on the outside, or, you know, anybody that's part of the community would definitely say like your spot, the Hotbox is definitely an iconic spot. Yeah. I mean, there's been the craziest knockouts, the wheelchair fight. I mean, it's just fucking crazy shit that happened.
We have the cool. You know, I did a wheelchair fight, right?
Did you?
Hell on Wheels, yeah.
No, I didn't know.
I flew out to the OG yard, yeah.
Oh shit.
I flew out there to fight. And then this was during my time when I was like, I'm kind of retiring. You know what I mean? I flew out there and I'd already scheduled to go out there. I already had tickets, so I just flew out there and I was like, I'll just hang out. King Madness, shout out King Madness.
Yeah,
he scooped me up. We cruised around. That motherfucker smoked some weed, man. I like marijuana.
Yeah,
but he and marijuana are one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, they're like
next level.
Yeah. Oh man, like I don't know if you ever seen those reels. There's one reel going around with this dude's like, you firing up another one? Why you rolling another one? You know what I mean? And that's how I felt hanging out with him. I was like,
holy shit,
why do we need another one?
Hold this for me. I'm gonna light up.
Bro, I'm not shitting you. We probably smoked 7 blunts in a 2-hour period.
That's crazy.
Wild.
That's crazy.
It's higher than I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
But we had a blast. And anyways, he was like, hey, you know, I know you don't plan on fighting tomorrow. Why don't you fight Hell on Wheels?
Yeah.
I go, you know, fuck it. Why not? So I sat down and did that. It was fun.
Dude,
he
that's
cracked,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he'd be, I mean, if he had legs that worked, he'd be 215, 220. He's a thick dude, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, he caught me in the ribs a couple times. Like he cracks. Yeah. He does.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some wild shit, man. Yeah, and so after your fight, they had the Hall of Fame ceremony. What was the vibe of that Hall of Fame ceremony? Because I mean, I know like the community and everything, but everybody being there for something like that, recognizing all you guys and inducting the second class of Hall of Famers. What was that vibe like there?
It was, like I said, feels. It had me deep in my feels, especially when I got the homies up there, Zitro, Blanco.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Compa, you know what I mean? Like
I was checking out the picture just earlier.
Yeah, and we had a picture in the cage with all of us hanging out. I love that picture. We're hanging
the one with your guys' backs, and then in the front.
It was the one in the front.
I
love that one. Yeah, we're probably gonna get that one framed at the house somewhere.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's dope. But yeah, it's just the feeling of appreciation. You know what I mean? Because I do. You know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I do a lot for Street Beefs.
Yeah.
And
no, for sure.
To have it recognized like that was profound.
It's nice.
It really was profound. It was very nice.
Yeah, for sure. So with you being the leader of the Arizona branch, and like we talked about tearing down the old Hotbox, build the Hotbox isn't going away.
No.
Is there going to be a different name like Hotbox 2, Hotbox? Is
just
it
the
just
Hotbox.
The Hotbox?
I am thinking about doing so I am thinking about having a different fight group fight there as well.
Okay.
So there might be another organization that shows up.
Okay.
That might use the Hotbox as well. So
okay,
that's the only change. That's the biggest change.
Yeah.
Everything else is going to be, the design will change a little bit. You know, we'll walk up some stairs to get in now on each side, but it's not going to be too crazy.
Okay. So what do you see like 10 years from now in the future for Streetbeefs? Like where do you see things going?
For Streetbeefs West Coast, I see the same thing we have now, but a little bit larger. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we have a core group of about 100 people, like a real solid core group
in the entire West Coast.
Yeah, in the West Coast. Like, and then we have another, 300, 400, 500 that are, they rotate in and out on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And so I see that being closer in 10 years, closer to being a 500 person group core.
Dude, what the hell does that look like, dude? That'd be fucking cool.
So what that looks like is, so just like anything else, when you scale, you have to be more organized.
Right.
Okay. And you have to have more streamlined processes and procedures.
Right.
Streetbeefs West Coast as a whole, especially the admin group, there's about 6 or 7 of us that are in the admin group, that are in the main admin group, that kind of like the advisory board that manage stuff. And then there's the admins, 15, 20, 30 of us that, manage comments and all that bullshit like that.
Right.
But the advisory board, we'll have to step up. We'll probably have to grow that a little bit. Gotcha. And we'll have to streamline certain processes and procedures, like the sign up process. We're gonna have to make that a little bit more streamlined.
Right.
Little stuff.
Standardized things. Yeah.
You have to standardize and streamline things.
Dude, that'll be pretty cool. Maybe some new locations in the West Coast or something. Definitely. Whatever.
Yeah, we'll have in the next 10 years. We'll probably have 2 or 3 more venues.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be crazy. That'd be cool. So once the event was over, like you got this new Masters Division light heavyweight champ belt. You got the Hall of Fame jacket. The crowd's gone. Everything's over. Like, what are you thinking now? Like, just looking at yourself with a belt, Hall of Famer.
So that probably didn't happen until I got home. And I think you guys saw it because my wife caught me on a reel, just laying in bed with my belt.
Yeah.
Just high as shit. I think I was either playing video games or watching TV or something like that. That was the feeling. I was like,
yeah, bro. I was gonna say that was so fucking funny, man. I think it was on your wife's Instagram. Yeah. She posted a story and she's like, "What are you doing?" And it's one of these, like, she's like from behind you and you're laying in bed with the jacket on. I don't know if you had a shirt on, but you got like the jacket.
Yeah, and I had the belt like
you had the
around
belt,
my waist.
And you're just laying in bed like watching TV.
Yeah, I was watching TV, just hanging out, man. I can't remember what I was watching. I was watching Avengers or something like that. Yeah,
dude. Yeah. I think when I saw that, I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like that's how you fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Was, man. But yeah, up until that point, like I was hanging out with Venom Black most of the time, and I drove him. I think we drove him back, maybe out. No, I didn't. Somebody else did.
Yeah.
Who did I drive back? I drove somebody back. Yeah. Like a few people back to Vegas. So I didn't really get my time and like really come into it till probably that night. Got high, watched the TV. I'm like, I'm a fucking champ right now. You know what I mean?
I'm a bad motherfucker. Yeah. Look at me.
I don't know about all that. This is the Masters Division. If it says Masters Division, you can't be that bad of a motherfucker.
Hey man,
I know.
Nah, I'll tell you, you're a bad motherfucker,
Thank
man.
You.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No, and everything that, the accolades that you've gotten, especially here recently over the last few months in the Hall of Fame, dude, it's you deserve to get your flowers, man, for sure. Because you created something special, man. Like the Hotbox is it is a pretty special community. Like anybody that's been there, that's it's kind of like, I wish people could see the stuff behind, because not everybody gets to see, like, people watch the fights on YouTube, this guy versus this guy, and you see the introduction, and it's rare that you get to see behind that when the guys are talking outside the cage or after the event, or when the guys are sparring, like the things that you see in the group, and you've done something pretty special. Yeah,
we had, Tommy G, the YouTuber?
Yeah.
So he came out and he did a documentary on us. Have you seen that?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's how I ended up getting a hold of you and talking to you. Yeah.
So he caught a little bit of that community. Right. I mean, he was able to capture a little bit of that community in his video. But yeah, it's hard to see if you don't know what's there. But that's a testament to it, though. You know what I mean? Like, every single person who associates with us, you know what I mean, for any long period of time, eventually is like, this community is awesome.
Yeah, you know yeah, I mean? For sure. And before we get out of here, one of the last things I wanted to ask you was, years from now, what do you want people to say when they think about the Hotbox? Like, it maybe at this point, like, it's 20 years from now, 30 years from now, who knows if the Hotbox, maybe Streetbeefs has venues in different places. And what do you want people to remember about the Hotbox? I mean, things eventually have to come to an end, right?
So I think, honestly, I think the Hotbox's community and how tight everybody is, you know what I mean? Like, we all, you know, and the Smoke Ranch is the same way, but also a little different. You know what I mean? Each venue is a little different.
Right. They got their fingerprint.
Yeah. We're all real tight at the Hotbox. And I've always felt that's because I let people poop at my house. You know what I mean? Like, the Smoke Ranch, they get porta potties, but you can go in my house and take a poop if you need to.
Yep.
And I've always thought that.
Sit on the same throne as the king.
Exactly. And I feel like that brings us together. Yeah. So in 10 years from now, I just want people to remember, yeah, I don't know. Like, the camaraderie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know I had that whole story about poop, and I thought I would try to think of a joke, but I had nothing. I was like, fuck it.
No, man, I think that's cool. Like, you know, everybody gets to sit on the same throne as the king. You know what I mean? Like, and
maybe that's what we remember.
And that is, not everybody is. I mean, I've seen you tie people's shoes in the ring, like wipe blood off of people, like console people after losses, like talk people up when they're fucking scared of fighting. You know, it's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. And
that right there, you just said that would be it. Actually, that's my answer. If I try to spend a couple minutes with everybody individually.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I first went to the sandbox to fight, it felt cold. You know what I mean? Like, people were just showing up. Nobody really knew each other, but that was like the third event. Maybe, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so it felt a little like the community wasn't built yet. But there was a couple people who were pretty cool. You know, shout out Oni. But I hope 10 years from now, I hope people look back and go, I remember I was afraid to fight, or I got my ass whipped, and Wero was like, hey, man, chin up. You know what I mean? Something. That's what I'd be hoping people remember.
Yeah, man. No, for sure. And I think you definitely do that. That's something that from the time that I got there, like, I think even for the people that have joined since I've started going, and people before, when you go to your spot, like, you stop and you say hi, like, you're gonna meet Wero.
Yeah.
and you're gonna know that he knows, and not like like you're in my spot. It's like a welcoming, like, welcome to,
I try to make
welcome
sure
to the
welcome.
fucking
to the Hotbox.
Welcome to the Hotbox. That's pretty much it. And that's as laid back as it is, and you know, the environment, the atmosphere, and the Hall of Fame was awesome, and the cheering, like, that was pretty cool. Really, and like what Samke was saying, you know, I think if you're quiet and you close your eyes, sometimes they say like that you can kind of hear those chants in the background. If you're quiet and you really try to listen.
That's what we did. This is at the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Yeah, bro. So I gotta turn it right now.
Yeah, I do, man. It's
nah, man, for sure. I
can hear. I know the voices that are chanting.
Yeah,
I mean, I can hear who it is.
That's that's the fucking coolest shit ever, man. Yeah, for sure. You built something special, man. I really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks,
and
man.
Telling a little bit more of the story. We'll definitely have you back on again, and we'll continue the story, man. The second part of the rebuilding of the Hotbox and what happens going into the future, man.
It's exciting. Out wild next year.
Fuck yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. Appreciate it, bro. Congrats on everything, man. I'm super happy for you. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Make sure you guys check out Streetbeefs West Coast. Follow everybody on Instagram, Heart in the Fight, the AZ Hotbox. Just look up everything on Streetbeefs West Coast, and, you know, follow them, follow the fighters. You know, it's incredible community. Share it with the people that you know, because that's what it's all about, man.
Awesome.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Later.